always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot, woot. Hi, everyone. This is Julie from Patchworks, and I am so excited that you're joining us for another Must Sew TV tonight here at Patchworks. We have an action-packed show for you tonight. We're revealing what color we bound our wall hanging last week. We have a new beautiful quilt or wall hanging to show you today, some brand new fabric, some new patterns, some inspiration. Oh my goodness, so exciting. So I'm so excited to see you hop on. Hello to everyone who's commenting. And if someone can do me a favor and share it to our Patchworks party, that'd be fabulous. And if you had wanted to have anyone join, you can share and to your regular Facebook feed as well. Tonight we have some exciting things. So Barb says here that we're frozen. So I see my screen still moving. So if anybody else can just comment in and make sure that you can see and hear us, that'd be fabulous. I know that sometimes we have individual challenges depending on the location where we might be. All right, Fran, I see that you are there. Oh, everybody's better. Great. Hi. Yay. Thanks for joining in. So why don't we get started with our bundle of the week? Oh, bundle of the week. Frank, let's take a peek overhead. So we have a really fun bundle of the week here today. And this is from a bunch of different Kansas Trouble collections. Ooh, oh. So this here, remember, a fat stack, that's our bundle of the week, 12 fat quarters, curated by your friends here at Patchworks. Can't find this curated collection anywhere else in the world. And our regular price for our fat stack is $39, but when it is our bundle of the week, it is just $24.99. What? Oh, that is so awesome. So these are available in store or online immediately now. And I included the link in the comments. And if you've never been to our website, because I know we have new viewers every single day, which is so exciting, I'm just going to quick do a screen share with you so I can share with you where I find this delightful information. How does that sound? All right. So let me quick share the screen here. And I am going to share my screen. Share screen. And there we go. So you can see here that on our website, so this is patchworks.com. If I scroll down here, I have in a new arrival selection, I have the bundle of the week that is the first little part on, it's a little pop-up circle on our website. So if I click into that, I not only see this bundle of the week, but any bundles of the week that are left over. And so you can see here we have a great Halloween pack. We have a Ruby Stash Buster that apparently I forgot to post a couple weeks ago. We have a Welcome Back Pumpkin Spice Latte bundle. Last week's metallic, oh, and I can't spell, oh yes I can spell, I just can't read. Metallic Christmas bundle of the week and a couple others. So you will see that that is where we find all those good things. So you can buy it online, you can come in store. I always recommend when there is something of limited quantity that you go ahead and buy it online. But of course, feel free to just send me a comment. If there's anything left at the end of this program, I will set it aside. However, in a rare circumstance, we've sold out entirely in the show. Therefore, since I can't pick and grab while we're doing that, your safest bet is always just to buy it. All right. So, and as I said, the one I had shown you last week, this metallic bundle, I'm not going to show it to you in its full glory, but we still have some of those because, you know, I forgot to put it online. What? I know. So everything's coming back into alignment, and which is awesome. So here we go. Now, what we're going to do before we delve into the new fabrics that we have, I want to talk a little bit about what's behind me. How does that sound? So behind me, we just have to take a quick walk over because for those of you that watched last week, you remember that we talked about this really super fun panel worksheet that we used to put together this fun panel wall hanging. So I took this super, super cute glow in the dark panel. Yeah, super awesome. And I trimmed it down to the size that I wanted. And I framed it out with 2.5-inch strips all the way around. And a fun little cheater thing to do, just kind of a little pro tip, is that if you use a cornerstone of a different fabric, you don't have to worry about how everything lines up. So sometimes those cornerstones can be a really great element of interest, as well as helps it so that you don't have to use more than a width of fabric for your borders. So the inside border is 2.5 inches. The outside border is 6.5 inches with a 2.5-inch square and 6.5-inch square cornerstone respectively. We have these worksheets available in store so that we can help you calculate for any panel that you want to frame like this. And then we had you vote if you wanted team purple or team orange. Now we know purple is the favorite color of all quilters in Wisconsin. And while the purple was good on this particular project, the orange won. So we were neck and neck, and we had Lisa, because Lisa's back, we had Lisa give the tie-breaking vote. And she was just, oh, she was so nervous because she didn't want to disappoint anyone. So she did a coin flip and it came up orange. So that's how we finished it. Now, when we did our two bindings, we had chose from our bias binding on a roll. And I have a couple underneath here. So how many of you, I guess I can't see you raise your hands, but you can raise your hand in front of the camera anyhow at your house. And how many of you have ever used this bias binding on a roll? I love it. I mean, like, love it. It is game changing. And last night I was actually dreaming about trying to source a machine. I know Frank's really excited. He's sitting over there and he has no idea what I'm going to say. So I want to source a machine so that we can make our own bias binding. Wouldn't that be fun? Because it's just so amazing. And he's sitting over there just shaking his head like, what is she even talking about right now? So we have a selection of solids, of thatched, and of grunge that are produced by Moda that come on the roll like this. And they come 40 yards on the spool. And with it being bias, one of the beautiful things about bias is that that bias binding just hugs everything super well. And if you've ever had the problem where you're putting your binding and turning it over and it sort of like twists a little and then you're like, why did I get this pucker? How did I do that? If you apply bias binding, it is just so forgiving and I just love it. I have started finishing pretty much all of my bindings by machine, and it's just magic, like absolute magic. I encourage you to try it. We sell it by the yard in store and online. It is $2.19 a yard, and you'd calculate the quantity that you need by adding your perimeter and around the quilt. That's the amount you need around, and then I add 20 inches for joining, just in case if I want to fussy it a little bit or whatever. And feel free to ask us how much you need. We'll be more than happy to help you with it, but try it. And if you want to try it just on a small project to see how it goes, great. It also works super great on your curves, because you always want to make sure that you would use bias binding on curves. But I like to use it on everything. So we used it on the new quilt behind us too. All right, so I see a couple of you have commented in, and purple wouldn't have shown up as nicely. Yes, Linda, we thought so too, even though we love the purple. Thanks for joining us from North Carolina, Cindy. And I'm so happy that a lot of you love the orange, and I'm so happy to introduce you all to this bias binding because it is amazing. And let me know, because after you try it, you might even want to order that spools at a time of some of these natural colors or neutral colors. So if you're making like a large bed size quilt, you may need like 10 yards. So like that cream, a gray, black, if you just had these on hand, you can finish stuff up. This one here, how many of you like this? This is Block Step. I gave a little teaser of it on our social media posts on Instagram and Facebook earlier this week. I played with this really cool pattern by Robin Pickens. Let me quick grab it and show it to you because it looks very different in the colors that we chose. So this pattern right here, Block Step, it's available in store and online. I think we only have a couple copies in stock. Frank has more coming, and we'd also let you know we can order accordingly. He always loves it when I choose these projects and we don't have ample in stock. He kind of yells at me, but he's given up on fighting me about it. So it is a Robin Picken pattern. And Frank, let's look overhead. So one of the things that I really love about this pattern is that it shows you all of the instructions for a wall, and you might not be able to read this very well, but the wall, which is 56 square, the twin, which is 72 by 88, and the queen, which is 88 square, okay? Shown here on the wall, and that's the size that I made. Now this is pre-cut friendly. You don't have to use pre-cuts, but you can. And the wall hanging called for 1 layer cake or jelly roll or 2 charm packs. So what does that mean? That means if it takes 2 charm packs but asks for layer cake, that means it's going to use half of a layer cake or half of a jelly roll. So if we are doing a pre-cut, how much yardage is in a jelly roll? Approximately 3 yards. Okay. How much fabric is in a layer cake? Approximately 3 yards. These are approximately the same thing. How much is in a fat stack? I'll give you a hint. 3 yards. So you'd be able to use any of these for your layer cake jelly roll requirement. So for the wall quilt, it takes 1 layer cake or jelly roll. The same for a twin. But if you're using a charm pack for the twin, you would want 4. So it really does take that full 3-yard fabric equivalent. And then if you were going to make the queen size, you'd want a layer cake plus a charm pack. So you could use more fabric. Of course, this would also be scrap friendly if you have a bunch of them. So the one thing that I liked about using the layer cake, because I chose a layer cake of the Blizzard collection for the one behind me. I used the layer cake of Blizzard, I used porcelain Bella Solid, and then I used for the 3 accents, the black, the green, and the red, I used one of the scattered snowflake dots from the Blizzard collection. And then for the binding, we went ahead and used the bias binding on a roll. So the one thing that I liked about using the layer cake for this one is that I pulled out the low contrast ones. So if you look at my leftovers, I do have quite a bit of leftovers and I could make some really fun thing out of it. But what I did is I pulled out the ones that matched my accent and all the ones that were super light that I didn't want to blend into my background. So I probably should clear off a little bit of space here so that we can look overhead. I like to make a mess in case if you didn't know. Okay, so Frank, let's take a peek overhead. And we'll just check this stuff out. Okay, so here we go. So we have the leftovers, and I said I left these guys out. I could have used them, but I just wanted to have higher contrast. And I also left the ones that were near solid out, okay? So it's a bunch of 2.5-inch rectangles that we are making together. And you're making a bunch of these units, these half blocks that you put together. This one happened to have accents in it, okay? So you're making a whole bunch of these half blocks and then putting them together in a very interesting way, which is super fun. So I had just cut up way more than I needed and played around with them to see how I wanted to spread them out as I was working. So Frank, let's look behind us again. So kind of following Robin's lead, I did some where we had the dark and the light of like the same color, dark and light, and then some that were full on contrast. Okay, so it just kind of fun, super, super simple to put together. For this size quilt, this would be a great weekend project, okay? So I think I posted to social media on Sunday, and I sewed this together all on Sunday, the center part, cut it and sewed it, and then on a different night, I put the borders on, okay? So just really, really casual, laid back, and a special thank you to Angie for quilting this out super quick. She saved a spot for me to be able to quilt, and I love, love, love this fun new design that she got. It has some presents on it, so some cool little presents and squiggled out. And I like to have, when I do something like this, I like to use a thread that matches the background. And you can see that this cream thread, it just shows like texture, okay? So I know you can't see the presents from where you are, but really, if there is a light background like that and you're like, should I go dark thread or light thread? Come and check it out in store, in person. Using the light thread, to me, is always the winner because that light thread just blends into that darker fabric, and then it does not detract from your beautiful background and that negative space, if we're going to use a fancy other term. So this is the Blizzard. We do have a fair amount of the Blizzard left. I believe we even have some fat eighth packs, so of the whole collection. So it would work with a fat eighth tower. Of course, you could also get a full half yard tower or fat quarter tower of a line. Some other really great holiday collections we have in pre-cuts. If you were looking to have a pre-cut, Frank, let's look overhead. So we have a sneak line here. I don't quite understand how I ordered it like this, but the Comfort and Joy, which is the Create Joy project, I didn't get any yardage, but I have some pre-cuts, and I do have at least one jelly roll left of it. So that's really beautiful, this collection. We have jelly rolls of Christmas Eve by Lella Boutique, as well as gorgeous bundles and yardage. A fun holiday gnome fat stack would be super fun. And once again, you could use the fat stack instead of a layer cake or jelly roll. We have this Robert Kaufman Holiday Flourish, which is Elegant Holidays. And these are in traditional colors. I believe we also have the Platinum, which would be a little bit more elegant there, and this shows your classic reds and greens. In the full pre-cut, there's a little bit with this very modern mint green background, which would be fun. You also could do it if you're making a smaller size, where you choose to simply have it be a red, green, and black, or just red and green. We have the Blizzard that I used. We have the Abbey Hall Hello Holidays. I have some charm packs. If you were making a wall hanging, you could use 2 charm packs. I also have the jelly roll of this. We have pre-cuts of many varieties in the Good News Great Joy by Fancy That Design House. Local designer Stephanie Slewinski there. We have pre-cuts for Lisa Bonjean's Joyful Gatherings, which would be a little bit more traditional. And that could be a lot of fun. And then the Robert Kaufman, we have Holiday Charms. And this is traditional red and gold metallic colors, but they are a little bit smaller scale. And the small scale would also go super, super well with a 2.5-inch strip project like Block Step. So we have many, many others, but this would be just a good overview of the holiday pre-cuts that we have. So don't think that we are out. I often think that, even though we start getting our holiday fabrics in May and June, we try to bulk up, especially on our traditional greens and reds, because we know October is really the time when you ramp up your holiday sewing and start buying a lot of that good, amazing, yummy stuff. So that is the different pre-cuts that we used for our Block Step. Any questions on that? Make sure to pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Linda, I see your comment and I will set one aside if there's anything left after the show tonight, and otherwise I'll make sure you're on the hold list for when the rest come in. Robin Pickens, one last thing I just want to share with you is that we still have, I think this is the last bolt of the beautiful Wild Blossoms, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous piece of fabric that's this multicolored, and a piece like this could be fantastic in Block Step, where you'd actually just get yardage of this and then set it off against some thatched for alternating colors. And so you'd be cutting your 2.5-inch strips this way, lengthwise, off of the bolt to be able to keep your fabrics together for this to be your blue, and you could have different fabrics come from this one piece of fabric. That could be a lot of fun. All right. Next up, we are going to talk about some of the new fabrics that we have in store. So the first one that we got is something called Wish and Wonder. So I'm going to start by showing you a super fun panel. I have some projects to show with you as well, but this panel here, it's super sweet. Aww. It is Wish and Wonder from Timeless Treasures. I'll grab that link for you in just a second. And it is set as a 24-inch repeat, but you can see that there are little motifs in there. So you could either use it together as one big piece, or you could cut it up, but you are not tied to having blocks around them for having specific sized squares, which I love. So let's take a peek of the fabric overhead, and then I'm going to grab the link as well as some project inspiration. So we have 11 fabrics with the collection, and then let me just get this out of the way here. It wasn't out of view here. I think that's out now. So really soft backgrounds, little yellow, rusty beige, blue. And then what we did here, since there were 11, I threw in one Dias for Dream from Moda. So yes, this is a different collection, but I thought it kind of blended, okay? So I'm just pulling up, well, while you have that there, pull up for you some project inspiration for what you can do with that. Let me share my screen. So there's a couple different places on the Timeless Treasure website, and I'm going to get you those links. So, oops, that's not the right one there. Here we go. So this is the Wish and Wonder. If you click on the Wish and Wonder quilt, that will give you the fabric requirements, and then this here is the instructions, the second piece here. Okay, and you can see this is where they used the one piece of fabric in the center as a whole and then added these other pieces. If we go back to the collection, let's see if this works here. There's the second one, and I love this. This is my favorite one. This one here is where you cut that panel up. And let me get that link for you. Did I get you that other link? I didn't get you that other link. Okay. This is the one link here that I just sent to the chat. This is the one that I just showed you right now. And from that, you could go back and get the other one as well. So which is your favorite? I like it all chopped up like this. Do you like it chopped up or do you like it whole? You'll have to let me know which one is your preference. And then I'm going to grab for you off our website the collection link. And it's called Wish and Wonder. And we have the yardage as well as fat stacks available for purchase. Okay. Yeah, I like the chopped up one. I think it's really pretty. So those are two project inspirations for the collection. Both are free and downloadable patterns. And you could have the chopped up one, or you could use the one where it just framed it out, and you could use that one for any panel at all. So super, super fun. The fat stack is a regular priced fat stack, and it is $39 on our website, and it has the 11 fat quarters from the line, as well as the 12th fat quarter, which is from the Dias for Dream line for Moda. So don't think I'm like trying to trick you. I just wanted to round it out and have 12 instead of 11 in that stack so that you could use it for other things. Then I have another fun collection, and this collection here, this is called Sugar Maple. It is by Ruby Star Society. It is for Alexia Abeg from Ruby Star. And this one has 3 panels as well, but the panel is a little curious because it is these squares. And so we decided to leave it on the bolt as running yardage, as there's no lines in between them. Okay, so this could be super fun cut up. This also could be super fun if you left it whole and then sewed your panels together, like if you wanted to have this be a back. Super, super cool. So the repeat is four of these rows, okay? That is what the repeat is. If you got a yard, we would sell you 6. Now, it's not exactly a yard, it's a little bit shy, but with a beautiful fabric like this, we wouldn't want to chop, give you a half row because that just makes no sense. So we're going to be cutting between the rows, and online it's only offered by the yard, and you would be getting just shy of a yard, and then in store you could buy it any increment, but you would be charged to the nearest partial yard. Okay, so we have this one here. I think this one is my favorite color variety. Then we have this one, which is a saturated mustard and, oh, what would we call this? A mustard and melon, mustard and shrimp. Super fun. And then this one here is navy and cheddar. So really interesting. This color combination is very traditional, but just set in a very, very, very modern way. And as part of any signature Ruby Star Society line, we have a very thick selvage here. And for those of you that don't know, the large printed selvage that's super, super thick is actually by design for Ruby Star. The founding members of Ruby Star were part of the movement to get fun, decorative selvages. So that is the story behind why they are so giant. So rather than thinking that they are a nuisance, embrace them and figure out how you can use them in your next project. So let's take a peek at the gorgeous fabrics. So in our fat 1/4 and 1/2 yard stacks, which have 25 fabrics, and we have these all available on the Bolt, we did not include the panels, okay? So let's take a peek overhead. So we have some super cute little squares here. Aren't they adorable? So I could see, I mean, they're just so cute. They're little postage stamps that are printed just like that. So you could fussy cut them, or you could just leave that whole piece. This sort of has that whole square thing going, but it's not a panel. It's just scattered. Very interesting. And if you are not familiar with Ruby Star, a lot of their colors just go together, no matter which line, which designer you're using. So a few different colorways of this great patchwork piece. This is like a faux woven. This particular designer has some wovens that we haven't carried in the store, and so this print really is representative of what that looks like. And this colorway, you know, just so traditional, looking very cheddar. And this little calico here, super cute. So even when it's contemporary, don't just pass it off like, oh, I don't use contemporary fabrics. Enjoy fabric for what it is, and sometimes you'll be surprised from the section of the store that you might find a new collection. So this is called Sugar Maple. It is Ruby Star's nod to autumnal fabric. And let me get the link for you for that. And this particular fabric line doesn't have a specific free and downloadable pattern to use on the Moda website. However, I thought that there was a different interesting pattern that I'm going to share with you. So from the Moda website, and I'll get you that link, this particular one is from the Ruby Star Society. This one was the Garden Moon Quilt, and it was just showing some very interesting staggered use of rectangles. So sometimes you see this kind of arrangement with squares. So it's kind of Bargello-like without being a Bargello, just taking the same fabric and repeating it. Kind of cool. So this particular free and downloadable pattern link is right here. And feel free when you are on this particular site, you can just hop back and see the other free patterns that are available on the Moda Fabrics free patterns. Lots of really great inspiration here. All right. So this collection here has the 25 fat quarters in the tower, and that is available for $81.25, and it is in store and on the website. I believe we also have the half yard towers, which would be twice that, so that would be $162.50. Of course, if you were interested in having a full yard tower, we would be more than happy to cut for you for that. And the other thing I want to also remind you as I'm cleaning this up is if there is a project that you see that you would like kitted for a line that we have in the store, please let me know, because I would be more than happy to custom cut a kit for you for a given pattern that you are looking at. So always let us know. And Shirley wants to know, are all the selvages the same width? That is a very good question. And Frank, can you hop over and just pick out a couple fabrics from the wall, Ruby Star? So we're going to just take a peek. We're going to research this, Shirley, because that's a very good question. And the other thing that I just noticed on this one is that it even has her social media tag on it, which is pretty cool. So lots of great information here. They're not the same width? Okay, so I'm just going to show you here. So we have several different widths of things. So this one's about an inch. The one on the panel seems to be a titch bigger, and probably the reason why it's bigger on the panel is, I'm just guessing, I'm making this up, so this is not fact, but my guess is that since they like to be able to take advantage of the entire width of the fabric for different things, is that they filled in the balance of anything that wasn't used for the panel squares and then printed on it. And then, but in between the standard bolts, they all seem to be the same width when we look at them on the wall. So this is about an inch, I think.
Is it on the inside like that? No, that one's...
So on the inside, it's only on the outside. So, and this is every Ruby Star print, is that it's one side that you'd normally have your registration dots. So that's the actual real reason for these things, is so that you have the registration dots on here to be able to line things up when you are screen printing. And they are all about that inch width rather than being just the white fabric. All right, good question. So while we were flipping through the free patterns section, I might have scanned and shown you that there was a pattern for the lovely pillow that is behind me. So we've shown this once or twice before, and I just wanted to let you know we do have some kits available for this, which is the Giving Season Pillow Kit. It's a 16 by 16 pillow, and our kits include the pattern, fabric for the front and back. So the mini charm to make all of these little itty bitty presents, and then the fabric for that. You will need a 20 by 20 batting and an 18-inch pillow form. If you had wanted to, you could also do the whole faux, it's not faux, doing a bound pillow instead. And if you had wanted to and you had the expertise, you could go ahead and add a zipper to it. However, with the kit, it is simply a pillow top that you then flip and turn. If you didn't want to turn it into a pillow, you would have enough fabric for simply the back to then just make a small little table mat, which is super cute. This Giving Season Pillow Kit is $14.99. And our 18-inch pillow forms are in stock, and they are, oh, I can't see them, about $12, I think. Frank is going to look. Is that $12? $11.99 while supplies last, because the next 18 by 18, because the next shipment is going to be more expensive, because as everything, freight gets more and more expensive by the day. So that is the giving season. All right. I have some fun new stuff to show you, and then we're going to look at some fun stuff, some non-quilty fun stuff, and then I'm going to show you some other good stuff. All right, so it's just all the fun stuff. So I was going to show you general fun stuff right now, right? Yes, that's what we're doing. Let me just grab fun stuff. We got some new patterns in stock. And, Fran, I know you are listening. So the new 3-yard quilt book that just got debuted on Tuesday. It is the Stash Busting with 3-yard quilts. 8 new 3-yard quilt patterns. Yay! So we were able to grab that order because we get to see it at the same time you get to see it. But I'm super excited because this time we don't have to wait super long. They are already in transit. Yay! So if you wanted to be on the list for this, please let me know, and we'll make sure you get one of the first copies that comes into the store for this book. All right, so let's look overhead now and take a peek at the new patterns that came in. So I had a meeting with our Moda rep, and she shows me some really fun stuff. So we're going to be continuing with the Solux pouch stuff, and she came out with a few more. So this is the spring posy pouch. She also has come out with a line of charms, which we do have on order and will be bringing in. This one is super cute. It is the Tiny Tulips pouch. Ooh, oh, ah. And then the Spools on Parade pouch. This had been released as a little basket, but they are releasing this as a 8.5 by 10 inch pouch pattern. And all of these are in store. They are not quite on the website. They will be shortly. Then we brought in some fun GE design patterns here. So Lil Mia is a 5-inch square, super fun. And Lil Saga. We'll see how all these go, and if everyone is super excited about all of these patterns, we can bring in more. Amelie, and this is a 6-sized, super-sized pattern. She always does a really great job with having multi-sized patterns. Nikki. This is a layer cake friendly piece. And Ariel, beautiful blue and white. And this is 2.5-inch strips. Super fun, in stock now. Those are the patterns. We now have some other fun stuff to show you. We got some mugs back in, and some pads of paper, and some other fun stocking stuffers. I do want to share with you that if you were looking for the Quilted Witch needle minder, we have one left. Super exciting. So this is $28.99. It is super cool. It is nice and large. You can wear it. You could stick it to your thread basket. You could put it on your binder. You could put it on Oh goodness, the options are endless, but super great, $28.99, and we have one left. Maybe not. Maybe I need it. What do you think? I don't know. Okay, I'll let you buy it if you buy it before me. Okay. We have our really cool, fun nail files back in stock in our 3-packs. So these are sets of 3, super fun, $4.99 a pack. So really great, either if you wanted to put all 3 in someone's stocking, or if you wanted to split it up, that would be about $1.65, I think, per nail file, to be able for a nice, great price point just to add something fun. And then we have 3 new wine tumblers. So we have this with the insulated wine tumbler. Dear Santa, please send fabric. So this is Christmas. And let it sow, let it sow, let it sow. We got some new notepads in. I love these notepads. They're just so cool. We keep on replenishing the styles we have out there. And then we have 4 new ones. And these are dogs. Dogs with Christmas. Super cute. So hopefully your dog is in here. So you're going to have to help me with all of the different breeds.
Want to do it overhead?
Yeah, let's do it overhead so you can see it better. Okay. Super, super cute. I probably shouldn't have zoomed in. Okay, so here we go. So we have this guy here. Super cute. What kind is this, Frank?
A white dog.
It's a white fuzzy dog. Here's a long brown shaggy dog. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Oh, look at this one. It's so cute. With a little handkerchief there. Okay, Merry Christmas. Our little guy there. That's brown and white. Oh, this one's so cute too. Okay. So, if you needed to tell me for what you had wanted, because you're going to ask me for them, A, B, C, D. Okay. And those are super fun. And there's a little bit of glitter on it. Oh, and what's on the inside? It's a little magnetic here. And then you have a tiny little image on the paper. These are not Post-it notes. It is just a really cool pad that you can write notes on. Nice for your purse, but also I just love paper. I just love. So Kathy wants to know, are there any cat notepads? Kathy, there is not, and I assure you, when there are cat notepads, we will have them in multitudes. And I will tell them actually that we need cats, because I think, you know, our cat people like cat things. So I will tell them that. All right, what else is new? We restocked a whole bunch of our Kona solids this week. And in the order, we had in a bunch of solid jelly roll or roll-up pre-cuts in there. We haven't had these for a while, and you have started to ask for them again. So we got our snow in right now. We have white and black also on order coming in. And depending on how this goes, we can increase our solid pre-cuts. Let me know. And if you're also looking for them to be 10-inch squares or 5-inch squares, let me know. The snow 40-piece roll-up is $34, so that's a really great price. And I know a lot of you like this price point, or like this, the convenience of having the solid like that. So that is super exciting. And this is also very excited. Frank wanted me to remind you, we got in a large assortment of solid flannel from Kaufman. So we haven't had this large of a solid selection for a long time. And so we have your neutrals as well as some really great colors, and not just the baby colors. So they make great soft backs. They are great for applique, great for different things. We did pop them online, but I haven't grouped them by anything. So I'm going to be grouping them so that you can easily see them. But if you were online and searched for flannel, they would absolutely come up. So that is super exciting. Thank you, Frank, for showing me that. And the other collection I want to share with you that I'm not sure, you'll have to let me know. Did we talk about Blueberry Delight last week? Did we talk about this one? This blue and white, it's so pretty. And we actually have a fun project with it planned. So this is a Bunny Hill design. It is 32 fat quarters. We have all of the pre-cuts, and we have fat quarter towers, half yard towers, all sorts of really amazing stuff. We're also making some fat stacks of it. And did I say a project? We're going to have a project as well. But I do have these fabrics here, and it is different from the Cascade. So we have a lot of blue and white right now, and so we reorganized our store a little bit. So there's a nice blue and cream story, and it goes really, really well with the Lakeside Gatherings. It is pretty, but it is a little bit different from Cascade by Three Sisters, and we've also blended in a variety of other great backgrounds in here. So this is a preview. I wasn't going to show this to you today. So this is a preview of the kit that we're making. So since I don't have a quilt to show you, I can't quite show you completely, but isn't this fun? It is fun. All right. And thank you so much, Christine, for letting me know that I did show you every single piece. So now I'm just going to tease you with the quilt that we're making to be able to share with you in a week or two. And lastly, I did want to share with you that we are rebundling a whole bunch of bundles that had been out. So like we have made a whole bunch of these Space Dye half yard bundles again. And so pretty much anything around the store that we had all the stuff of, but the bundles were gone, like the Vice Versa, which is the great white, silver, and black from Kim Schafer. This isn't new, but it is so amazing and incredible. And it just is a great go with or standalone. And so this has just been going, and so we just keep making it. The Tula basic bundles, like the tiny dots, tiny stripes, neon dots and stripes, we are just continuing to make those as we are able to be able to keep those in stock so that you can just grab and go and replenish, because we know that it's just sometimes nice to be able to stock up on those things. So let us know as well if there were bundles that you were wishing that we'd make. We can't make everything, but we do our best to be able to accommodate that. Sorbet. Oh, sorbet. We've been waiting for the sorbet. So that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pastels that Heidi has made, that great fat stack quilt that's hanging in the novelty room. We finally have the patterns and we have all the fabrics. So it's all together, and we're so excited that that is together. And we did order from P&B and restocked the entire collection of sorbet. So we not only have fat stacks for the quilt, but we also have all of the fabrics for bundles for the entire collection, which has been super, super, super popular. So it's been all about the basics and restocking basics. And we are expecting a restock of our Shannon Cuddle 3 and Shannon Cuddle 390 in the next several weeks. So we will let you know when that comes in, because whew, that's going to be an explosion of basic colors as well. So we want to make sure that we have all of the things to go with everything you need so that you can finish your projects. I think I showed you everything underneath. So what do we have going on? So we are going to be doing a Skinny Bolt sale, not tomorrow. I might have teased that we're doing it tomorrow, but you know, Kaffe is going to be talking for a Quiltageous event in McGuanago, and So I know a lot of you are going to be there, and I get to go too. Woo-hoo-hoo. So we are not going to have a Skinny Bolt sale tomorrow. We are going to have a Skinny Bolt sale, a spooktacular Skinny Bolt sale next Friday. So that is Friday the 27th, okay? So that is Friday the 27th. We are going to be having a Skinny Bolt sale, and who knows what other exciting things are going to happen there. On Saturday from 4 to 6, Elm Grove is having a Walk the Plank trick-or-treat event. So if you have littles and had wanted to bring them out, and the weather's nice, and you want to bring them out in costume, we're going to have a street party here on Watertown Plank Road in front of the store. So that is scheduled from 4 to 6. Now, keep in mind, because the store is going to be the store closes at 4, and the road's going to be a party from 4 to 6. They're going to be closing the road a little bit early. So they say they're closing it at 3:30. It's probably going to be closed at 3, but follow the detour to come in through the back way. You'll be able to be here. We'll be handing out candy for the event. I'll be out on the street. The Quilty ladies are going to be here a little bit late. I'm not going to have them stay until 6 because there's probably not going to be shoppers, but feel free to come on by and have some fun. There's also going to be music and festivities in the street for grown-ups too. And Roberta asked about Besties, and that is the one thing on my table that I forgot to talk about. So Besties, which is the next line that is coming from Tula Pink, not the roar dinosaurs that she's been showing you this week on social media. Of course, you're going to be getting a bazillion yards of that. But Frank, let's take a peek overhead quick. So the Besties, which we have the sample set here, is scheduled to start shipping next week. Okay, so they say it's supposed to start shipping on the 23rd. I should be on that first run when people start saying they're shipping, and I assure you I will be posting the second that we get that shipment notification. If anyone had any pre-cut desires or pre-cutting that they had wanted us to do for yard towers or half-yard towers, fat quarter towers, specific yardages of, let's say, the bunnies, let us know. We'd be more than happy to prep those ahead of time for you. Diane wants to know, when do we have a release date for the Annie Pickleball Bag? We are waiting with bated breath for that. So keep in mind, next week is the scheduled quilt market, which in Houston, which a lot of things are being released this week and next week to sort of coordinate with that. So I sadly am not going to have the opportunity to hop down to Houston because of some scheduling things this year, but I've already seen a bunch of my reps with a bunch of stuff and have been inundated with great information from a lot of the amazing designers that we work with. So I will be able to have that first order from by Annie's ready to go, and we'll be assured that if there are any other patterns in addition to the pickleball bag pattern, we will be grabbing that as well. So that is super exciting. And Laura's super excited because these will go with her pineapple blocks that she's made with Tula so far. So that is great. And just a note, if you didn't get to see the samples up front yet, there is some gold metallic on this guy here. So that is a super fun new element that Tula has added. And for that roar that she's showing you for next spring, that is not going to have any neon, and it's not having any gold metallic. So if you're not a neon or metallic fan, it does not have either of those elements. All right. Whew. So that was fun. Thanks for joining us. Lots of great stuff coming. Lots of great stuff already here. check out that sale room as well, because we keep getting new stuff. So we had to fill up the sale room, and there's some really great stuff as we're loading it in there. The quilting staff keeps telling me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're killing me, Julie. Are you trying to make sure we leave all of our money here at the store?" Because I just keep adding all sorts of really amazing things to the back, and we keep making sale yard bundles as well. So hopefully you find some really great values in addition to all the yummy new things as well. Thanks for spending some of your Thursday night with us, or whenever you happen to be watching this replay. Always feel free to reach out to us, julie@patchworks.com, or on our messages through any of our social media channels. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you never miss a live stream, and hop on and join our Facebook group, Patchworks Party, where we share fun inspiration, as well as if there's ever any exciting things happening in the store. Have a great night, happy quilting, and we'll see you soon.